Let's check in on Louie Gohmert. Been a long time since we heard from him. He is at the House Natural Resources hearing. Is marijuana now legal in Washington, D.C.?
Yes.
Well, and I imagine if you were working in the Capitol, you probably wouldn't be smoking or vaping. You'd probably be eating. I don't know why I asked. I don't know why I bring that up. But here is Louie Gohmert.
And I understand from what's been testified to the Forest Service and the BLM, you want very much to work on the issue of climate change. I was informed by the immediate past director of NASA that they have found that the moon's orbit is changing slightly, and so is the Earth's orbit around the sun. We know there's been significant solar flare activity. And so is there anything that the National Forest Service or BLM can do to change the course of the moon's orbit or the Earth's orbit around the sun? Obviously, that would have profound effects on our climate.
I would have to follow up with you on that one, Mr. Gohmert.
Yeah. Well, if you figure out a way that you in the Forest Service can make that change, I'd like to know. Also, just to put on.
Is he lost his mind?
I mean, do you think he was being sarcastic in some way?
No.
Or that was very dry humor.
Well, wait a second. Now, let me try and give him the benefit of the doubt. Forest Service, you grow super, super big trees. You find like you do some hybrid tree, right? You take like a redwood and then you juice it some way so that the tree gets so big, and you got to plant a bunch of them. I'm not just saying one big tree. I'm saying a whole bunch of super, super big trees, heavy trees, dense trees. You want them fast growing too. So maybe you would like hybrid, like a white pine, which grows fast, and a redwood, which is like big, and then maybe like a heavy tree, maybe like put a little apple in there. Or
Stop
maple.
showing off. We know you know trees.
And then they grow so big, and you plant them all in one area of the country so that it tilts the earth a little bit and changes.
That would have a very minor effect on the orbits. I mean, I would probably, if changing the orbit is, the goal, I'd probably use it like nuclear weapons or something. But I don't know why. Do we know why this is a goal?
Well, to me, this is my guess, right? So.
Oh, it's climate change denial stuff, of course.
Yes.
Yeah, well, he's saying that climate change is a function of the planets, and therefore the Bureau of Land Management and the Forestry Service, they can't do anything about it unless they can grow super duper trees.
He is appealing to the Alex Jones conspiracy wing that thinks that the government's controlling the weather. Like I think that's the vein of.
Yeah, I mean, the solar flares. I mean, I just remembered his solar flares thing, which that is a classic climate change denial thing. Is it's just hot because there's all these solar flares now. But it is hard to. I don't understand the orbit, but.
I mean, I think I don't think he was joking. I think he is trying to get them on the record in case, the liberal scientists, they get way too big for their britches and they try to change the rotation of the moon and sun and the planet. I mean, why not?
Well, they said that it's our rotation around the sun, I think he said, which look, the tricky part is growing the tree fast enough, but I wouldn't.
That can take thousands of years. Yeah.
I mean, it could take, we'd have to get an accelerated. That's why you mix it in with a white pine.
You have to create some sort of Frankenstein tree.
Or you don't worry about the tree being so heavy because you put a bunch of weights on it when it's smaller. And as it grows higher, the weight will all be on the top of the tree and lean things over just a little bit.
Yeah, I wonder what kind of weights, like, you would have to make sure that the trunk of the tree could sustain it even as it grows.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
That's
tricky.
difficult,
It's tricky.
right.
I'm not a scientist.
But
so
human-
that's why I would just
To
throw it
be
out
honest, like human and maybe the Bureau of Land Management, if they have like control over dams or something, you can alter the spin of the globe with those things. So he's not as clever as he thinks he is.
I just don't know why, if we didn't want to do that, we wouldn't get a really long rope, tie it around the moon, and then tie it to the earth, and then you could just kind of control it and shift it a little bit. That seems like an easier, more efficient way to figure this out.
Yeah, or if Superman was real, he could just do it. So it's too bad. We missed the boat on that one.